on when they're jumping is, number one, don't try to keep them from jumping. You see a lot of people putting their rod tip low to the water to try to keep them from jumping. If they're going to jump, they're going to jump. That's not going to help it. What you want to do, guys, is put your rod tip in the position wherever it needs to be, sometimes at 9 o'clock position, sometimes at the 10 o'clock position, to keep that line tight when that fish is jumping. So what you want to do is that, say you see that fish coming up jumping and it jumps in the air real fast like that, when the fish is jumping, almost like you're pulling the fish in the air towards you a little bit. And that's going to help you a lot as far as not losing those fish jumping off. Never let a bass jump on a slack line. Now, I think the most common way that you lose a bass is they just pull off under the water. And this happens with every lure category out there. Treble hooks, single hooks, it doesn't really matter. Bass pull off a lot underneath the water. And first of all, before I give you guys a few tips and advice, realize that sometimes there ain't nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it's just the way the lure is in the bass's mouth when you set the hook. Sometimes the lure may be right at the very outside of the mouth or something like that, or maybe the hook's turned at a cockeyed angle when you set the hook. I think personally, guys, there's probably 50% of the time, 50% of the bass that you lose that pull off underwater is none of your fault. There's nothing you can do about it. There's no way you can stop it. It's just going to happen. It's just the way that you set the hook and the fish in relationship to how that bait was positioned in the fish's mouth. So that's one good way not to beat yourself up about it if you do lose one. A couple different things that you can do as far as not losing one, pulling off. Number one is never reverse direction on a fish. In other words, let's say, for example, you set the hook on a fish and you're reeling that fish in, and that fish is coming to you. It's coming to the boat in a straight line. Always try to keep the tight line on it, keep it coming to the boat. But if, say for example, that fish keeps swimming behind the boat to where it's going away from you, don't ever try to forcefully turn that fish back the other direction, because you're going to reverse the direction of the hook, and a lot of times that hook will pop out. The best thing you can do if a fish is going away from you is let it have some slack. Don't put a lot of tension on it until that fish stops and starts moving back where you can actually reel it back to you. But don't force the fish to change direction. This is probably, if I could give you one tip in not losing bass ever, that's the number one tip, is don't try to change direction of a bass if it's forcefully going in one particular direction. Another thing you can do, guys, is if you're fishing a treble hook lure, use a little bit softer rod. The softer rod is a lot more forgiving.